Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. What we're going to do is we're going to kick off a new series here. It is Avalon the Game Weekly Update. I know. I talk about Avalon quite a bit, and there's a good reason I talk about it. It's just a very dynamic, deep, just an awesome game for Wax and Polygon. But what I wanted to do is, I know they just finished their first phase of alpha, and a lot of you are waiting for beta, but there's still a lot going on that the team provides updates on almost on a weekly basis. Marius goes through and does AMAs all the time, again, almost on a weekly basis. And he goes into very, very, very detailed explanations with everything. The AMAs usually last about an hour and a half. In that range, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So what I wanted to do is put a weekly update together. I just gives you a chance, if you can't make the AMAs, if you're not able to scroll through the Discord, it gives you the updates for the week in about 10 minutes. You know how that works. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less, depending on the week and how much updates there are. There's some exciting stuff going on this week that I wanted to go ahead and feature. I'm actually going to stay out of game for the whole time here because what we have some cool updates, some progress as far as some things are working through that you should be pretty excited about. And then at the end, we're going to do some sneak peeks that may have never been seen before. In the Discord, it may be in the Mythic side, you've maybe seen them, but wanted to go ahead and do some sneak peeks that get you really excited about what's coming up in the very near future. They're continuing to move forward, which is awesome. We're going to kick it off with something that's going to be happening here in May, estimated maybe around May 17th, probably the week after, so don't quote me on the exact date for this, but Avalon is going to be teaming up with Atomic Hub to do a cool alpha event and drop a number of NFTs on Atomic Hub. Something you should be excited about. It's a phase 2 of alpha. So if you didn't get into the first phase of alpha, there's actually going to be a phase 2. You're going to be able to get the pass through Atomic Hub as part of their Launchpad collaboration or partnership that they have with Avalon. So it's a 1-month pass, gives you full access to it. The one thing that I don't think is going to be included is badges. During phase 1, you were able to run raids, get badges, and you're going to be able to turn them in. I don't think that's going to be available for this partnership, but don't quote me on that. He may surprise us. He always seems to surprise us with something. So those passes are going to become available here in the next few weeks. Again, around May 17th, maybe the week after. So keep an eye out on Atomic Hub. So once that Atomic Hub pass drops here in the middle of May, there's going to be 3 ways you can go ahead and access the game. So they said that at the end of alpha, they're done. You're not going in until beta. But now there's 3 ways to go in there, which is awesome. They continue to surprise us with different things. There's 2 that are available right now. First of all, if you hold a green or an emerald, silver, gold, or if you're on Polygon, a purple pass, you can go ahead and access the game on weekends. They usually have it available from mid-Friday all the way to end of Sunday. Sometimes we get lucky and they forget to turn off the server. Just throw that out there. Don't tell them I said that. But you get access for that time frame. It's the same alpha version that you were going ahead and playing during phase 1. So if you do that, go ahead and make sure you have the client. See if you can jump in there and play on the weekends, because there's a lot of people that play on the weekends. There's a lot of events that happen on weekends. Last weekend, they went ahead and did a PvP style event where they had rewards for it, and they did a number of horse races through the countryside and across Avalon, which was pretty neat. I actually have a screenshot here from this. This was posted in the Discord from Lancelot. Appreciate it. I don't know if he actually took it or who actually took the picture, but this was a beginning of one of the races where they raced and they had rewards at the end of it. So they do those pop-ups. I know they're going to be bringing the dragons back in the game to do some dragon PvP fighting and some competitions there. So lots of fun stuff that's happening within the game itself. In addition to the weekend passes for phase 1, there is now available a monthly subscription pass. And what makes this unique compared to the other one is you actually have access to the test server. Anything that they're implementing in the game and testing out goes on this server first. So you actually get to see everything before anyone else that sees it, whether it's in the Atomic Hub Pass or the weekend Phase 1 Pass access. So you can go ahead and test it out. They're going to be testing out a number of things. I almost spoiled one of the sneak peeks I wanted to say. But there's a number of things. Obviously, if you're at all part of this, be aware that your level resets. There may be outages, there may be issues. They may reset your levels over and over again. So be aware, it's a test server. It's meant to be that way. So don't expect to go in here and see a perfect game. Go in expecting a test server to see the first part of everything. So there's neat things that are out there right now. And there's going to be a lot more neat things on that. So that's the second way you can go ahead and access the game. The third way is what I already mentioned as far as the Atomic Hub Pass that's coming up here in the middle to late May, that you can go ahead again and get on Atomic Hub. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to the next thing that's really news for that drop for middle to end of May. They're actually going to be dropping a new character on Atomic Hub. It is the Knights of King Arthur. He's been talking about it for quite some time now. It's going to be the epic version. Take this screenshot with a grain of salt because it was on their Twitter. Essentially, this is going to be an epic version of it. I don't know the price yet, what it's going to be on Atomic Hub. But the neat thing about this knight is the fact that he shapeshifts into what looks like, and this is pure speculation, a werewolf, since I took this off of their Twitter, which will be pretty neat to go ahead and get that huge boost of being able to shapeshift. There are the full details in the light paper, so if you want to go ahead and jump in there, check it out. The shapeshifting is for a short duration. I think the epic is 20 seconds and the legendary is 40, but I could be wrong on that. Again, don't quote me. Double check the light papers. But that's another thing that's going to be dropping here in the month of May. And then there's another NFT that's going to be dropping as part of that partnership. It is going to be, it's kind of a badge, and I'll show you a clip of it here in a second. Actually, it's going to be part of the sneak peek because there's an extra little bonus that goes along with it. It's a badge that's going to be a whitelist for future sales of cheaper land. We'll say that. Some of the cheaper land that they're referring to is, I guess there's going to be some homes in the harbor, homes in the Druid hunting grounds. There's going to be tents around. So it's a lot smaller homes that I'm assuming are not going to have the same benefits of the bigger homes, the huts and the large houses and the farms that we already have available to us. So it's a whitelist for that because they're going to be cheaper. So it also has a secondary benefit to it, which I'll again hint, and we'll do probably a full video on this later in the month once we get closer to this, because there's some cool things that are going along with it. So that'll also be available at some point in May. So those are the three things that are going to be dropping as part of the Atomic Hub partnership between Atomic Hub and Avalon. Huge launchpad event. It's going to be super exciting. In addition to that, down the road, and I don't have the details yet. I know Binance, they're working through the details for Binance. And another one that was just announced in the Discord yesterday, it was Thursday, I'm recording this on Friday, so it was just recently announced, is they are pushing through the approval process for Epic Games, which is huge. This is a huge step. If you're not familiar with Epic, it is a huge gaming platform where you can go ahead and try out a bunch of different games. It's essentially a Steam version, if you're familiar with Steam. But they are starting to accept Web 3.0 games on Epic. Forge Arena was one of them. I think that's really the only one that I know from the Wax blockchain that's been accepted onto Epic. And if Avalon's able to get through the process, it's huge. It's a huge step in the right direction. They've already gotten through the biggest hurdle, the initial approval process. They're now going through a couple more steps that they need to finish up. But I could see, and this is, again, lots of speculation in this video, I could see it happen in the next month or two where they are accepted into Epic Games, where you're allowed to go ahead and do the wish list. They see, and then down the road, they'll allow you to go ahead and be able to access the game through Epic. So this is a huge step. It's another big promotional step that just shows all the different directions that Avalon is looking to promote and expand the game. We've already talked about Binance. We've already talked about Nintendo. And we've already talked about, I think it was PlayStation they've talked about, and a number of other platforms. So now Epic is one of those in addition to that. So it's exciting. It's really, really, really exciting. All right, now let's go ahead and jump into some of the sneak peeks, some of the things that you are really interested with. First of all, this was posted in the Discord. If you're not familiar with the harbors right now, there's small boats and a lot of death, because if you fall into the water, it's instant death. So what they have gone through is they have upgraded, and basically the boat that you travel on is much, much larger. You can see they are 6 deep on this boat and still have row on each of the sides. So that's a huge win. Less of a chance of falling into the water. In addition to this, they are going to start testing something on the test server. This goes back to that one pass that I showed you, the red one, the monthly one. On the test server, where you can go ahead and swim in certain areas. This was something they posted on Twitter. And there's going to be treasures. There's going to be treasures under the water, which is going to be great. And I emphasize the certain areas. They're going to start off with a different canal that's in between 2 locations out to the new harbor, or where Carl is now. That's where they're going to test it out, because there's not a lot of other activity that's going on there. But eventually it'll spread to different areas. The one thing that they did mention, that they don't see it happening in the big harbor that's there. There's just too much going on right now with that. So don't expect that. That's why they put the time in going and making these boats larger. So you can go ahead and use that in the regular harbor. So swimming is coming. It's just a lot of details. It's going to be tested. Once we have it available and test, I might hint it and let you know how it's working on one of these videos. So go ahead and remember to check that out. The next sneak peek that I have here for you is the cross. This is the Inquisitor cross, or I think it's the Druid cross. This is the whitelist item that I mentioned earlier. This is the item that is going to be available here in May. I'm going to do a whole other video on this, but I'm just going to hint at it right now. So it gives you the whitelist for the cheaper land sales. But what it's also going to do is it's going to have a huge boost for Inquisitors. We'll leave it at that. So if you're at all looking to play the Inquisitors, you might want to check this out when it comes in Atomic Hub. Just throwing it out there. In addition to that, we also have a seal, a King Arthur seal that's going to be released on Atomic Hub and OpenSea here shortly. Shortly could be a month from now. I didn't know the exact date for this. What this is going to do is this is going to give you access to a different part in the castle for some quests that are going to be going on there. So it will be available for sale. And again, it's related to King Arthur. And the hint that you look at this, and I'm just throwing it out there, is another pure speculation here. King Arthur looks like a dragon, doesn't he? That'd be a pretty cool shape-shifting thing, wouldn't it? All right, we'll just throw that out there. All right, and then last but not least, this is something that's actually dropping in game. It will not be for sale, other than maybe through some secondary people selling their own on Atomic Hub or OpenSea. This is Carl's armor. What's going to happen is soon they're going to make this available in game, where if you beat Carl, there is a chance that he's going to drop this armor, which is pretty cool. It is a very tanky armor. From my understanding, and this could change, it gives you a 50% boost on armor, but it reduces your movement speed by 50 also. So it is a pure tanking armor. Super cool. I want to be a tank in the game, so I'm definitely going to be going for this. Combined with the Titan helmet, I think it's going to be pretty cool. So this is going to be in the game soon. So if you're watching this and once it drops in the game, let me join your team. I want to go ahead and take down Carl, get some armor. All right, that's all I had for updates. Like I said, I'm going to try and do this on a weekly basis. I'm going to try and reach out to Marius, get more sneak peeks, get more updates that are going to be coming out here shortly, get some details around it so I can go ahead and provide it to you. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Go in the comments down below. Let me know if you're excited with some of these items that are coming out here shortly. Let me know if you have any questions, or if there's anything specific that you want to see in game, I'd be happy to show you. We also have some additional videos coming on the Avalon channel. I'm teaming up with the team to go ahead and put some business related videos out there to kind of explain all the different businesses and what's coming along with those. So that's going to be coming here shortly. So keep an eye out on their channel. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.